Have you ever wondered why your creatinine keeps rising despite eating healthy and doing everything right? Why your energy keeps fading, even though you're trying so hard? Everyone says protein is essential. It builds muscle, supports immunity, helps your body heal, and that's all true. But here's what hardly anyone tells kidney patients: the wrong kind of protein can silently destroy what little kidney function you have left. Even so-called healthy proteins. Even the ones your neighbor recommends. Even the ones you've eaten for years. When your kidneys are damaged, they can't filter protein waste like they used to. Instead of giving you strength, these proteins leave behind toxic byproducts: urea, acid, phosphorus, nitrogen that your body can no longer eliminate. Your kidneys get overwhelmed. Slowly, silently, they wear down. Creatinine rises. Swelling worsens. Fatigue deepens. And dialysis creeps closer. I've seen it countless times over the last 15 years: patients who thought they were eating right, but were unknowingly making things worse. Until we made one powerful change. We changed not just the amount of protein, but the type. That's exactly what David, a 67-year-old patient, did. He came in tired, scared, and with rising creatinine levels. But within weeks of switching his protein sources without any new medications, his energy came back, his creatinine stabilized, and his doctor was stunned. Today, I want to share what worked for him and hundreds more. You'll learn the 4 proteins your kidneys actually want, the 6 you must avoid, how to prepare them safely, how much to eat, and how to shop smart without getting overwhelmed. This could be the most important nutritional shift you ever make for your kidneys. So let's dive in. And if this resonates with you, like the video, share it with someone you love, leave a comment, and subscribe. There's so much more to come. Let's start with the protein often called the gold standard for kidney health: egg whites. Now, you might be thinking, aren't eggs bad for kidneys? The answer is, not the whites. The confusion comes from the yolk, which is high in phosphorus and cholesterol, 2 things kidney patients need to limit. But the egg white? That's pure, clean, kidney-friendly protein. According to the NKF, egg whites are considered one of the purest and lowest phosphorus protein sources, making them suitable for people with kidney disease who need to strictly control their protein, sodium, and phosphorus intake. And not just any protein. Egg whites contain all 9 essential amino acids in the ideal ratio your body needs. That's why they have a biological value of 100, the highest possible score for protein quality. For comparison, beef scores around 80. Most plant proteins? Between 50 and 70. What does that mean for your kidneys? It means your body can absorb and use egg whites efficiently with minimal waste. And that's key. Because when you eat protein, your body produces nitrogenous waste during digestion. Healthy kidneys can filter that easily. But damaged kidneys can't, so the waste builds up, leading to fatigue, nausea, brain fog, and rising creatinine. Egg whites lighten the load. Because they're so efficiently used by your body, you need less of them to get the same benefits, meaning less waste, less strain on your kidneys. Each egg white gives you about 3.6 grams of protein, with just 10 milligrams of phosphorus, compared to 86 milligrams in the yolk, and barely any sodium or fat. It's like they were designed for kidney patients. So, how do you cook them right? Simple. Avoid frying: no butter or oil. Try them boiled, steamed, or poached with herbs like parsley or dill. You can also scramble them, mix into oatmeal, add to wraps, or toss into stir-fries. Just skip the cheese and salty seasonings. They sneak in extra sodium and phosphorus your kidneys don't need. If you're buying packaged egg whites, check the label. Some contain phosphate additives or added sodium. Look for pasture-raised, organic options when possible. They often contain more omega-3s and vitamin E, both powerful anti-inflammatories. Protein 2, tofu. The plant-based powerhouse you didn't know your kidneys needed. If you've always thought tofu was just for vegetarians, think again. For kidney patients, tofu can be a true game changer as long as you choose the right type and prepare it the right way. Here's why. Tofu is one of the few plant-based proteins that provides all 9 essential amino acids, just like meat, eggs, or fish. But unlike meat, tofu is gentler on your kidneys. According to the study Kalantarzadeh, K. et al., 2010. Dietary Phosphorus Intake and Management in Chronic Kidney Disease, Clin JAMSOC Nephrol. Just half a cup of tofu delivers around 10 grams of high-quality protein but with far less phosphorus than animal sources. It contains roughly 120 milligrams of phosphorus, compared to 200 to 300 milligrams in meat or fish. Even better? Your body absorbs only 30 to 40% of that phosphorus from tofu. In contrast, phosphorus from meat or dairy is absorbed at rates as high as 80%. That means less stress on your kidneys, less waste to filter, and better lab numbers. But tofu's benefits don't stop there. It's also packed with isoflavones and antioxidants, natural compounds that help fight inflammation, one of the biggest hidden threats in chronic kidney disease. And because tofu is made using calcium sulfate or magnesium chloride, not phosphate additives, it's a clean, kidney-safe source of protein. So, how do you make it taste great? Start with firm tofu. Press it for about 30 minutes to remove excess moisture, then marinate it in low-sodium veggie broth with ginger, garlic, and fresh herbs like rosemary or basil. Bake it at 375 degrees Fahrenheit 190 degrees Celsius for about 25 minutes. The result? A flavorful, satisfying protein your kidneys will thank you for. You can also use silken tofu in smoothies or mash it up as a scrambled egg alternative. Portion-wise, half a cup, 2 to 3 times a week is ideal for most kidney patients. But be careful, not all tofu is created equal. Avoid pre-marinated or flavored varieties that contain MSG, added sodium, or phosphate preservatives. Always read the label. Protein 3. Tilapia. Let's talk about a protein that often gets overlooked but could quietly become one of your kidney's best allies, tilapia. It may not have the fame of salmon or tuna, but for kidney patients, tilapia offers something far more valuable: lean, low phosphorus, high-quality protein. Here's why it matters. Every time your body digests protein, it creates waste nitrogen, phosphorus, acids, all of which must be filtered by your kidneys. The heavier the load, the more stress on your kidneys. But tilapia stands out. A 100-gram serving gives you 22 grams of protein, with only 170 milligrams of phosphorus. That's a remarkably favorable ratio. In contrast, popular fish like salmon often have double the phosphorus with similar protein content. For you, that means tilapia can nourish your body without overwhelming your kidneys. Even better, tilapia is rich in selenium, a potent antioxidant that helps shield kidney cells from damage. It also delivers a generous dose of vitamin B12, essential for energy, nerve health, red blood cell production, and digestion, all critical for those managing CKD. Its mild flavor and light texture make tilapia gentle on the stomach and versatile in the kitchen. The best cooking methods? Skip the frying and heavy breading. Instead, go for baking, steaming, Or the en papillote method, wrap the fillet in parchment paper with a drizzle of olive oil, fresh lemon slices, and herbs, then bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit 204 degrees Celsius for 15 to 18 minutes. Moist, flavorful, kidney safe. Stick to 1 to 2 servings per week, around 4 ounces per serving. When shopping, choose wild-caught or USDA-certified farm-raised tilapia. Avoid poorly sourced fish from overcrowded farms or those treated with questionable feed. Protein 4, quinoa, the grain that acts like a protein. Now for something unexpected, a grain that rivals meat in protein quality: quinoa. It may not sound like a protein powerhouse, but this humble seed delivers what few plant foods can: all 9 essential amino acids, making it a complete protein. Just 1 cup of cooked quinoa contains 8 grams of clean, kidney-friendly protein with lower phosphorus and potassium than beans, lentils, or meats. Why is that important? Because CKD isn't just about filtering waste, it's about balancing electrolytes, reducing acid buildup, and preserving what kidney function you have left. Quinoa checks all the boxes, and unlike animal proteins, it produces less nitrogenous waste. It also contains a special amino acid called lysine, which helps with tissue repair and calcium absorption, critical if you're dealing with muscle loss or inflammation. Plus, quinoa is rich in fiber, which binds and removes uric toxins from the gut, giving your kidneys a helping hand. But here's the key: rinse it well before cooking. Quinoa has a natural coating called saponins, which can cause stomach irritation if not removed. Use a fine mesh strainer and rinse under cold water for 2 full minutes, rubbing the grains gently until the water runs clear. Once prepared, quinoa becomes incredibly versatile. Mix it with steamed vegetables, toss into stir-fries, or serve alongside baked tofu or grilled tilapia for a complete, kidney-safe meal. Stick to 1/2 to 1 cup of cooked quinoa per day, enough to support your protein needs without overloading your system. For best quality, choose organic or pre-rinsed quinoa to avoid pesticide residue and bitterness. 6 proteins you should never touch. Let's start with the first hidden danger, protein 1, turkey bacon. It looks lean. It sounds healthy. The label says light, low-fat, or lean protein. But don't be fooled, turkey bacon is one of the most deceptive foods a kidney patient can eat. Sure, it has less fat than regular bacon. But what the shiny packaging doesn't say is what's lurking inside: sky-high sodium, phosphate preservatives, and a chemical load that your kidneys simply can't afford. Just 2 slices of turkey bacon can contain over 500 milligrams of sodium, more than 20% of your entire daily limit in just a couple of bites. And if you have kidney disease, sodium doesn't just raise your blood pressure. It causes your body to retain fluid, leading to swelling, heart strain, and potentially dangerous fluid overload, a silent threat that sends far too many kidney patients to the ER. But the real danger? Phosphate additives. Turkey bacon is often packed with sodium phosphate, potassium phosphate, and polyphosphates, synthetic chemicals your body absorbs fast and fully. Up to 90% of these additives go straight into your bloodstream. That's 3 times the absorption rate of natural phosphorus from food and far more damaging. Worse, these additives aren't always clearly labeled. They're often buried in fine print, disguised under complex chemical names that most people wouldn't recognize. One of my patients learned this the hard way. She ate turkey bacon every other day, thinking it was a safer choice. But her phosphorus kept climbing, her parathyroid hormone went out of range, and her doctor was baffled until we cut the turkey bacon. Within weeks, her labs improved dramatically. Here's the truth: processed meat is processed damage, especially for your kidneys. Avoid it, no matter what the label says. Protein 2, red lentils. This one might surprise you. When you hear lentils, you probably picture something wholesome, natural, and safe, especially if you're trying to eat more plant-based. But here's the truth most kidney patients never hear: not all plant proteins are kidney-friendly. And red lentils, in particular, come with a hidden risk that could quietly sabotage your progress. Just 1 cup of cooked red lentils contains over 700 milligrams of potassium. That's more than 1/3 of the entire daily limit for someone with impaired kidney function. It also delivers over 350 milligrams of phosphorus, a number that might seem small until you remember your kidneys can't filter it like they used to. Excess potassium builds up in the blood, potentially causing muscle weakness, irregular heartbeat, and in severe cases, cardiac arrest. Meanwhile, high phosphorus levels lead to arterial calcification, brittle bones, and further kidney decline. And it gets worse: red lentils are often paired with other high potassium ingredients like tomatoes, spinach, or coconut milk, creating a dangerous mineral overload in one healthy meal. They're also easy to overeat: soft, tasty, and comforting. But that makes them even more dangerous. One hearty bowl can double or triple your phosphorus and potassium intake before you even realize it. Plant-based does not always mean kidney safe. If you enjoy lentils, keep portions small, no more than half a cup once a week at most. Always pair them with low potassium sides like white rice, cucumbers, or cabbage. Protein 3, hot dogs. Let's talk about a food that shows up everywhere at birthday parties, backyard BBQs, and busy weeknight dinners, yet carries serious risks for anyone with kidney disease: hot dogs. They may look harmless, convenient, familiar. But for your kidneys, hot dogs are not just unhealthy, they're a toxic trap. Peel back the wrapper, and here's what you really get: a mix of excessive sodium, nitrates, phosphates, and oxidized fats, a dangerous cocktail your kidneys were never built to process. Start with the sodium. A single hot dog can contain over 600 milligrams. Eat 2, and you've already burned through more than half your daily limit, and that's before you even factor in the bun, condiments, or salty side dishes. But sodium isn't the worst part. Sodium nitrates, the preservatives used to extend shelf life, break down in your body into nitrosamines, compounds that are proven carcinogens. For someone with healthy kidneys, this is already a concern. For someone with impaired kidney function, it's an added toxic load your body can't clear, quietly building up and increasing the risk of long-term damage. Then there are the oxidized fats, a byproduct of low-quality meat scraps, high heat processing, and overcooking. These fats don't just clog arteries, they trigger inflammation and oxidative stress, slowly degrading kidney function with every bite. And don't forget the phosphate additives. They're used to improve texture, color, and shelf life, but are rapidly absorbed into your bloodstream. The result? Skyrocketing phosphorus levels, calcium leaching from your bones, vascular calcification, and accelerated kidney decline. Hot dogs are not real protein. They're processed damage, wrapped in a convenient disguise. Protein 4, whey protein isolates. This next one is especially dangerous because it comes wrapped in a fitness halo. You'll find it in health food stores, gym bags, and on the shelves of well-meaning patients trying to get stronger. It's called whey protein isolate, and on the surface, it seems ideal: pure protein, no fat, no carbs, just clean fuel for your muscles. But here's what most kidney patients never hear: whey protein is anything but gentle. It's highly concentrated, fast digesting, and loaded with byproducts your kidneys are no longer equipped to handle. Just one scoop can contain up to 25 grams of protein, the equivalent of eating 4 to 6 ounces of meat in a single gulp. Along with that comes a sharp spike in nitrogen waste, urea, and phosphorus, the kind of metabolic burden that healthy kidneys can filter, but damaged kidneys cannot. And when that waste builds up, it doesn't just disappear. It accumulates quietly, leading to fatigue, swelling, and rising creatinine levels, symptoms that often go unlinked to the protein shake sitting on the kitchen counter. What's worse, whey protein isolates are stripped of balance. They contain no fiber, no antioxidants, no magnesium, just a heavy load of protein with none of the support nutrients that help your body process it efficiently. And if you're taking it post-workout, that's exactly when blood flow to your kidneys is reduced, making it the worst possible time to overload them. Whey protein may build muscle, but it can break down kidneys. Healing isn't about more protein. It's about the right kind, in the right form, at the right time. If you've been using protein powders, thinking they're helping you recover, they might be doing the opposite. Take a closer look at what's in that scoop and what it's really costing you. Protein 5, canned black beans. They're plant-based. They're convenient. They even wear a heart-healthy label at the grocery store. But if you have kidney problems, canned black beans could be quietly working against you, hiding in soups, salads, tacos, and side dishes with more risk than you realize. Here's why. First, black beans are naturally high in potassium. Just 1 cup of canned, drained black beans can pack up to 600 milligrams, a dangerous amount if your kidneys can't clear excess potassium efficiently. Even a modest overage can lead to hyperkalemia, which doesn't just cause fatigue or muscle weakness, it can trigger irregular heart rhythms and, in severe cases, sudden cardiac events. Second, the sodium. Canned beans are preserved in a salty solution that can contain 400 to 500 milligrams of sodium per serving, and that's before you add seasoning or sauce. The result? A double burden of potassium and sodium, forcing your kidneys to retain fluid, strain under elevated blood pressure, and function under constant stress. Third, portion distortion. Most people don't eat the tiny half-cup serving on the label. Instead, they pour beans into chili, burritos, or bowls and unintentionally double or triple their intake without realizing how much salt and potassium they're stacking up. But here's the good news: you can still enjoy black beans if you do it right. Here's what I recommend: if using canned, always choose low-sodium varieties. Then, pour them into a colander and rinse under cold water for at least 2 minutes. This alone can wash away up to 40% of the sodium. Even better? Use dried black beans. Soak them overnight and change the water twice. This not only reduces sodium but also lowers potassium levels naturally. One of my patients, Rosa, thought canned beans were clean, plant-based nutrition. But after we switched her to home-cooked, low-sodium beans twice a week, her potassium levels stabilized, her swelling reduced, and even her digestion improved. Protein itself isn't the enemy. But the wrong kind, in the wrong form, can quietly accelerate kidney damage. The right protein, however, can ease your symptoms, protect what function you have left, and restore energy you thought was gone for good. These foods overload your kidneys with waste, acid, sodium, or excess minerals, things your body simply can't filter effectively anymore. Bonus habit: add a simple morning walk to your routine. It increases circulation, lowers blood pressure, and gently supports kidney filtration naturally. Swap just one harmful protein for a kidney-safe one this week. Add a 10-minute walk tomorrow morning. These may seem like tiny steps, but when done consistently, they can change the entire course of your health. If this video gave you clarity, hope, or something useful, tap like, share your biggest takeaway in the comments, and subscribe for weekly kidney protecting strategies that actually work. Before you go, there's one surprisingly powerful food that almost every kidney patient overlooks. It's not a protein, but it quietly supports kidney filtration, lowers creatinine, and reduces inflammation. And the best part? You probably already have it in your kitchen. So if today's video helped you, tap like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Because your kidneys deserve what's coming next.